You won't believe what happened to famed actress Brooke Shields. From a young age, she was thrust into the spotlight by her own mother, who pushed her into controversial roles in a desperate pursuit of fame. This left deep psychological scars, leading Brooke into a long struggle with depression and prescription drug dependence. The story takes an even darker turn with a public feud involving none other than Tom Cruise, something few truly understand. In today's video, we'll dive into rare photographs and unravel one of the darkest chapters in her life. Brooke Shields was born on May 31, 1965 in Manhattan, New York, into a life marked by turbulence from the very beginning. Her father, Francis Shields, was a wealthy but irresponsible man, while her mother, Terry Shields, struggled with alcoholism and delusional ambition. Even before she was born, Brooke's life had already been weighed down by calculation. When Terry announced her pregnancy, Francis attempted to bribe her into having an abortion with a large sum of money. Terry took the money, but refused to terminate the pregnancy. Brooke was born, and from that moment on, everything in the family began to unravel. At just 5 months old, Brooke witnessed the divorce of her parents. From then on, her mother saw her as a ticket to a better life. When the baby was only 5 days old, Terry proclaimed she would turn her daughter into a star. Brooke did not grow up like other children. Her life was dictated by a rigid schedule filled with piano lessons, ballet, horseback riding, and endless hours of performance training. Terry believed her daughter was a gold mine, and she dedicated every ounce of her energy to extracting that promise. Brooke Shields began her acting career at just 11 years old with her first role in the horror film Alice, Sweet Alice, 1976. In the movie, she portrayed a young girl who is strangled to death during a religious ceremony. From there, her mother, Terry, continued pushing her into controversial roles that drew public attention. One of the most shocking incidents occurred when Brooke was only 10. Her mother allowed a photographer to take provocative images of her. Years later, Brooke sued the photographer, Gary Gross, to regain control of the images, but the court ruled in Gross's favor, stating that her mother had legally consented and that Brooke was considered a model, not a child actress. A major milestone in Brooke's career came in 1978, when she was cast in the lead role of Pretty Baby at just 11 years old, a deeply controversial film centered around a young girl living in a brothel in early 20th century New Orleans. The film included several explicit scenes, even some involving nudity, which sparked intense backlash in the industry. Many directors labeled the film as child exploitation, and it was banned in numerous states and countries. Yet Terry Shields proudly smiled beside her daughter, who had just made her rich and famous, because for her, that was all that mattered. Brooke's next contracts would also require her to appear nude on several occasions. The young actress appeared in the 1979 release Just You and Me, Kid, and by fulfilling her mother's agreement with the director, she earned $250,000. By the time she was 16, Shields topped the list of the most recognizable faces in the United States, largely due to the controversy surrounding her. Time magazine even reported that her daily rate as a model was around $10,000. Audiences also remember her from films and shows like The Blue Lagoon, The Muppet Show, Endless Love, and Sahara, where she continued to model and act. In Sahara, Brooke reportedly earned $1 million for her role, though the film was a commercial and critical failure. Adding insult to injury, she became the only actress to win a Razzie Award for Worst Supporting Actress. However, rather than continue to immerse herself in the glitz of showbiz, Brooke Shields made a bold move. She stepped away from acting and enrolled at Princeton University. Even after stepping away from the spotlight, Brooke Shields' life was far from peaceful. Her fame from a very young age followed her throughout her life, and the public's gaze constantly sought her out, often in invasive and aggressive ways. During her time at Princeton, Brooke was relentlessly harassed by paparazzi. Photographers captured her in deeply private moments, and at one point, she even had to confront a situation where a photographer had paid a fellow student to secretly take pictures of her while she was showering. Her story stands as a stark reminder of the price one pays when they become famous as a child, when every private moment risks being consumed by the public. But one of the deepest emotional wounds Brooke endured came not from the press, but from someone who initially seemed harmless, a fan. John Raldi, an obsessive admirer, sought to get close to her in real life. At first, Brooke and her mother considered Raldi a benign friend until they began to see his true intentions. This so-called fan didn't just send strange gifts. He began tracking her movements and sending messages at bizarre hours. The situation escalated when Raldi parked outside her home for hours on end, even writing her name across his windshield. These behaviors made Brooke feel deeply violated and unsafe.
Eventually, she had to call the police and take legal action against Raldi. In court, Raldi admitted that he had once been infatuated with Brooke, but claimed his obsession had ended years earlier. Nevertheless, he was found guilty of harassment and sentenced to 60 days in jail. However, Brooke also had to confront another traumatic event, one that could have rocked the entire entertainment industry. She was taken advantage of by a director who coerced her into paying with her body. After leaving Princeton and making the decision to return to the entertainment world, Brooke encountered a director who exploited her vulnerability. He invited her to dinner at a restaurant, but then pressured her to accompany him back to his hotel. It was there that something deeply unwanted took place.
"I thought I was going to get a role," Brooke recalled. "It took me a long time to process what happened. I'm much angrier now than I was back then." For a long time, Brooke remained silent, convinced that no one would believe her. At the time, stories like hers were often dismissed as publicity stunts. She also chose not to reveal the director's identity, despite knowing that he held significant power within the industry. The experience left her not only emotionally scarred, but also spiritually fractured. She shared that in that moment, the only way she could survive was to leave her body. Confronted with a paralyzing choice between fight or flight, Brooke did what many survivors do. She endured in silence, carrying the weight of the trauma alone. One of the most memorable moments in Brooke's life was when she publicly admitted that Dean Cain, the actor best known for playing Superman, was the one who took her virginity. They met while attending Princeton, where Cain was her classmate. Their relationship lasted for quite some time, even though Brooke's mother strongly disapproved. The two eventually broke up after graduation, but they remained in touch for many years. That bond was just one of several romantic relationships Brooke experienced, each leaving a lasting impression on her life. After Cain, the next man to capture Brooke's heart was tennis legend Andre Agassi. The couple married in 1997, but soon after, their marriage began to unravel. The core issue wasn't rooted in personality differences. It stemmed from deeper struggles Agassi was facing in his personal life. At the time, Agassi was battling an addiction to crystal meth, and his fight with substance abuse deeply affected their relationship. One event in Brooke's life intensified everything: her guest appearance on the TV show Friends. In one scene, she performed a fairly intimate gesture with actor Matt LeBlanc,
who played Joey. That moment triggered a furious reaction from Andre Agassi, who was sitting in the audience during filming. Agassi stormed out and later smashed all the tennis trophies he had won. Brooke later shared that she suspected Agassi's actions were influenced by substance use, leading to violent and uncontrollable behavior. This was just one of many major conflicts the couple faced. The ongoing tensions tied to Agassi's addiction continued to damage their relationship. Eventually, after 2 years of emotional strain and exhaustion, Brooke made the decision to end the marriage and filed for divorce in 1999. Although she carried many painful memories from her time with Agassi, Brooke never forgot to thank him for one thing. He helped her break free from the control of her alcoholic mother. "I wasn't strong enough to separate myself from my mom," she said, "and I kept going back." It was Agassi who helped her realize that she needed to stand on her own and break the cycle. This proved to be a major turning point in Brooke's life, helping her grow stronger and more resolute in the decisions she would make moving forward. After her divorce from Agassi, the next man to enter Brooke's life was Chris Henchy, who appeared just after she had ended her painful marriage to the tennis star. Their love story began quite unexpectedly. Brooke recalled that while filming the sitcom Suddenly Susan, her dog went missing, and it was Chris who found the dog and returned it to her. That chance encounter led to a relationship, and the two married in 2001. However, even though she had found a new partner, Brooke continued to face major life challenges, especially those related to starting a family. Brooke Shields faced one of the greatest tragedies of her life when she was unable to conceive smoothly. After months of anticipation, she received heartbreaking news. Her baby would not make it to full term. The doctor's announcement devastated her, marking one of the darkest periods of her life. Despite following all medical instructions, she couldn't escape the sorrow and disappointment. Later, when she became pregnant again and gave birth to her first daughter in 2003, the moment that should have brought her immense joy instead unfolded differently. Brooke found herself battling a profound sense of emptiness, unable to bond with her child. She suffered from severe postpartum depression to the point of contemplating suicide. The feeling of being lost and overwhelmed trapped her in a spiral of negative thoughts. In her memoir, *Down Came the Rain: My Journey Through Postpartum Depression*, she openly detailed the dark thoughts she had to confront. Brooke's story of battling postpartum depression captured public and media attention, sparking crucial conversations about mental health. One of the most unforgettable moments in this chapter of her life was her encounter with Tom Cruise. After publicly criticizing her for using antidepressants to treat her postpartum depression, Cruise sparked a wave of outrage online. Women everywhere reacted strongly to his uninformed comments, feeling he couldn't possibly understand what Brooke was going through. Yet in some ways, Brooke expressed a surprising gratitude toward Tom. She believed his remarks helped ignite a broader movement, encouraging women to speak up for their rights, particularly in the realm of mental health, a topic many still shy away from. Eventually, Tom Cruise reached out to apologize for his statements. He sent her a Christmas cake each year, a gesture meant to express genuine regret. Whether Brooke ever truly forgave him remains unclear, but their relationship never returned to what it once was. For her part, Brooke continued to keep her distance from Tom after the controversy, perhaps as a means of self-protection from similar conflicts in the future. Not long after enduring pain in her personal relationships, Brooke Shields faced yet another daunting challenge in 2021.
A horrific accident at the gym nearly left her confined to a wheelchair for the rest of her life. While using a balance board, she was unexpectedly thrown into the air and came crashing down on her leg, resulting in excruciating pain. The injury required 3 surgeries and a grueling recovery process involving physical therapy. Yet, Brooke overcame this ordeal, emerging stronger and more resilient than ever. The loss of her mother, Terry Shields, in 2012 was also a major blow. Her mother passed away after a long battle with dementia, leaving Brooke with a deep and lingering sorrow. After her mother's death, Brooke purchased a home in the Hamptons, only to later sell it because she couldn't bear the weight of the memories it carried. Still, she gradually learned how to cope with the grief and tuck it away in a quiet corner of her heart, as she later shared. Now, at the age of 59, Brooke Shields lives a peaceful and fulfilled life with her husband and 2 daughters in Lower Manhattan. She takes pride in her family and her career, with an estimated net worth of $40 million. Aging with grace and strength, she seems to have found a sense of peace in her life, shaped by the trials and wounds she has weathered.